Hey, it's Sam back here. Welcome to this video. Now, I'm excited today to show you Quiz Funnels. It's a new software that's coming out, and I've been spending the last few hours testing this software, and I really like what I see so far. It gives you the ability to generate leads, it gives you the ability to connect with your customers, understand what their needs are, and it also does it in a really easy way to set up. It takes a few minutes to set up, and then you'll have at the end of it, the end result will be a quiz basically, where you can ask whatever questions you want of your visitors, and you can then present them at the end different options or different answers based on the selections that they chose. So there's many ways you can use this in your own business or for local businesses as well. You can understand who your audience is, or begin to understand who it is that's filling out this particular quiz or survey. And then you can present them with an assessment that's correct for them. So you can have, say, for example, someone who is interested in their health. What are you interested in? Okay, are you interested in getting healthier? Are you interested in losing weight? Are you interested in putting on muscle? And then at the end of it, you can present to them the guide that's appropriate for them, the information that's appropriate for them, or where on your website they could find information about what it is that they're interested in. So really quite cool. Now, it has a number of templates you can choose from as well, which makes the process really easy. So let me show you first a few templates. I'm going to show you a few quizzes, and then we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to create our own from scratch, as we would for a fitness company, for example. So for me, I've got a fitness website that I've been building. I've written up a quick sketch of some questions that I might want to ask and some outcomes, and we'll go into that in just a moment. And also down below there's a number of bonuses. You'll see there is a really new bonus. We just created this. It's called Local Kickstarter, and it's really I'm quite excited about it because it goes into everything you need to know about local marketing. So if you've been learning a lot online and you want to make money helping businesses, this is a guide that will be really useful. It's available for 50 people. And for those first 50, you'll be able to test this guide out before we actually go and start selling it for $97. It's very thorough. It goes into everything in detail, and I think you'll find it really, really valuable. So let's get started. All right, so these are some of the templates that are available with this software. You can search through. There is a lot, and the software itself, as you'll see, is very professional looking, and makes it very easy to actually go through and have a look at what these surveys are. So say for example we wanted to preview a survey, we can preview it by looking at the survey first. So they've got a bunch of example text in here. We can click learn more, and we can actually go through the different 11 questions as if we were a visitor to see if this template is right for us. Now during these questions, during the setup, and I'll show you this, you can actually add videos to any one of these questions to explain them a bit more or add more information, or you can actually add an image as well. So let's go through and just do some sample answers. I'm not paying any attention to what the quiz is itself. And then after the last final question, what it does is it then presents us with an opt-in. We can then choose to either show the results. The person can enter in their email to show the results, all right? So you actually capture an email address. If someone's gone through 11 questions like we just did, do you think that they're willing to enter in their email address in order to get their response? Probably will. They probably are willing to do that. Now this is an optional feature. If you want to make it not essential, in order to capture an email address, you can have skip this step, where the person can actually click skip the step and they can then get the quiz results. So this is what our result was. Most coaches are great at coaching clients and see positive results in a short time. It's natural to think yourself as a coach if you like helping others. Okay, let's show my quiz results. So we click on that. You have the potential for becoming a six-figure coach and consultant. Your results show that you have the potential needed to become a six-figure coach or consultant. Fantastic. So then here you could have a learn more link as they have here, or you could have more information as to how to find information about becoming a six-figure coach or consultant. In this case, let's click learn more and see where it takes us. It takes us to a domain, so you can have a coaching program here, a download here. You could have more information here, a product here that they could purchase, anything like that. So I've looked at a coaching example. Now let's look at a more common example that we might come across. Businesses all around, one of the biggest industries in fact is the health, beauty and fitness industry. So let's find something that suits that. So are you being affected by toxins in your body. This is one that's quite common. A lot of people search for this because with the amount of stuff that you can catch from having toxins in your body, lower immune system, all of that type of stuff, it's quite important. So let's go through this one as well. Do you drink at least 1 cup of coffee or a hot chocolate? Yes, I drink about 13. Does your diet include plenty of fruits and vegetables? Yes. Do you lotion, hairspray, perfumes every day? I guess yes. We can go like this. We'll just fill it out. We'll make ourselves sound semi-healthy but semi-unhealthy. We're going to have a lot of toxins in our body, I think. Find out how toxic your body really is. Okay, I want to do that. High risk of impairments due to toxic contamination. Oh dear. So then we're going through it, informing people about, the fact that they do have toxins in their body. And don't worry, you just need to make a few changes in your lifestyle in order to remove those toxins and potentially consider having this cleanse product right here. We can then click learn more, and it might take us to that cleanse product that we were recommending. It could take us to an action step guide, a product, anything like that. And as you can see, this is an ideal local business example of how this could be used for a local business as a live assessment on their website. You could actually have a wee tab, a wee image that says start your assessment today, your health assessment. You could take your visitors through this process of identifying the problem that they have and then providing a solution and sell more products as a result of that. So you've seen 2 examples of this. Now let's go ahead and see this here. This is a personal trainer example. Let's say that, for example, we wanted to use this as the option that we wanted for our particular guide. So we're going to actually use this template here. Now what I'm doing is I'm just moving my screen so you'll be able to see this all correctly. So what we have here is we have a quiz name, we have a quiz title, we have the answers or basically the description. We're building our front page right here, and then we have this button Discover. We can integrate our autoresponder Aweber, we can have social sharing enabled, we can, if we want to, add a logo into any part of this. We can change the background color as we want really easily within this editor right here, and we can also change any of the colors and customize this entire thing as we want as well. The image as well, you'll see here, it can be customized, and yeah, you can basically customize everything. Now the first step after you've done your home page is to go to this Save and Create Outcomes. This is important because the outcomes are the diagnosis basically. So you saw that we were able to, within our example of this product, we were able to provide an example of basically a toxin assessment. Okay, this person was highly toxic and they needed help. These are what these outcomes are for. So you can actually present different outcomes based on the type of person that's going through. And you do that through, first of all, choosing the outcomes that are going to be at the end. Okay, so in this example, it's definitely recommended you get a trainer soon. Okay, we've got, it looks like you could really benefit from a trainer, and we've also got, you seem to have your stuff figured out, but a trainer could still benefit you. Okay, so in this case, whatever outcome, they're going to get a trainer. You might say, you don't need a trainer, all you need is this guide. Okay, or something like that. You know, you're going to have a negative outcome there somewhere, because if someone goes through and they say they genuinely don't want a trainer, you want to provide them with an alternative to a trainer that might be more appropriate to them. Let's say that we've done that. Save outcome. Okay, we click Save Outcome and then Save and Create Questions to move on to step 3. Then what we're doing is we're then going and choosing from our questions. These are the questions that have been pre-built into a template. We'll be creating these from scratch in just a moment. We've got question number 1. Do you think that you need to work out harder and longer to see results quicker? Yes, no, I don't know. A, B, C. Okay, we've got 3 options here. This is how it's going to look in our live preview on our quiz. And if we wanted to, we can choose to adjust the colors of these as well. Now I should mention that the questions, you cannot add images to the questions. Actually you can use, there it is. Okay, I was looking for it and it has slipped my mind. You can add a video or a image here that can be used for this particular question. So to show you an example of that, I might add that here. If it was an online marketing example, I could use this here. Then if I wanted to, I could choose to remove this image, choose to add a video, something else, change as I wanted to. I might add a fitness image here instead, and there we have it. Now something that's really important is that when you're going through and doing these questions, okay, based on this right here, these outcomes, you can choose how many points towards an outcome this is going to have. Now, pay attention because this is a little bit more complex. Basically, these each represent a outcome, okay? So if someone says, I don't know, it will be 12 points that is given towards the 100, okay? And the highest amount of questions given to any single outcome will result in that person being presented at the end the outcome that best suits them. Okay, so it's done question by question, kind of like a voting system. So question 1, they might get that their outcome is number 2, all right? And number 2 is the outcome which is here, okay? Number 3, if you remember, was the outcome that they don't need a trainer, okay? If they voted no to this, they might say that, hey, you don't need a trainer. If they voted no constantly over the full 12 questions, then the outcome would be number 3, okay? Or if they answered had more times this answered than not answered, then yes, it would always result in this. And it's out of 100, they produce these this for you, this outcome, basically this outcome calculation. They do that for you, so you don't have to worry about the maths of it. And then it will present the person with the most relevant outcome based on the questions they've been asking. Let's go to number 2 now. So again, we have 1, 3, and 2. Okay, these are the outcomes that we had specified before. And we've got it all the way to 12. We can edit all of these. We can adjust the template. We can add answers as we want. We can cross off answers. We can use this to add a new outcome. We can add an outcome to this, and we can specify what it's going to be worth. This is all available through this particular package right here. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go save and create new. We've now gone through, we've saved, save and configure leads, enable email capture, because we want to be able to capture their email address at the end. Then we have the ability to capture their lead via email, through Facebook, or a lead capture form. Now, in most common businesses that you work with, you'll want to use this form option. In the case that you're working on your own business, a more newer, more modern audience, especially one from Facebook traffic, you're going to want to use this Facebook Connect button. And I should mention that these quizzes also, all of them, can be used in Facebook and outside of Facebook. So you can use this inside of Facebook on Facebook pages or outside of Facebook. Then once you've done that, go through, enter in the details. It might be congratulations, found over the page. Use Facebook Connect to find out your answer. All right, and then we might put a Facebook retargeting pixel to bring them back to the page or bring them back to our website. We can add the skip option if we wanted to or not. We can place this before the quiz or after the quiz. We can also add disclaimer and disclaimer URL. Now, this is useful if we want to say your email will be captured. We are going to email it promotional offers. It will not be shared with anyone else. Then click Save and Create Offer. Now our offer has been saved. You can then review and publish it. Okay, so again, it's reminding us of our outcomes. These are our different outcomes. It's definitely recommended you get a trainer. Then click Review and Publish once you've reviewed your outcomes, making sure they're okay. At the end, you receive a embed code, an iframe code for a website or Facebook, and a pop-up quiz. You can also use a custom URL as well, so the software itself will actually create a custom URL for you that you can use for your quiz, and you can view it online through the web using this URL right here. So this is the quiz that we just customized, and this is it right here. Discover, as you can see, the color is as we changed it to. You've got different outcomes being presented. You've got different outcomes being rewarded. At the end of the quiz, we're going to be presented with an outcome. If we click Facebook Connect, I'll connect with Facebook. I click OK. And then after going through this, it says it's captured my Facebook email into my Aweber list because I asked for it to capture it into Aweber list. And then it says it's definitely recommended you get a trainer soon. Okay, so I got the result that was the outcome where I needed a trainer soon. Then I can click Learn More, and as you can see here, it says example.com. You can specify a thank you page that you want to add. Now the software itself, it does not create thank you pages, but in saying that, you can create thank you pages through a site builder really quickly. All right, now we've gone through a template example of this in action. There's also the ability to integrate Aweber here. I wanted to show you really quickly the creating a quiz from scratch. The creating a quiz from scratch is a breeze. It's really quite easy to do. The reason that it's easy is because the software is very well built, and they've actually got these question marks along the way that will walk you through the process. So you can actually walk through the training process actively within the website, which I thought was really handy and actually helped me to learn this system really quite quickly, and it showed me everything I needed to know about it. Alright, so let's start our first quiz. Now I've pre-prepared some questions and I recommend you do this as well. For me, I'm going to create a quiz about fitness, okay? So it might be take a quiz to find out your biggest, or to find out your the best strategy for you. Okay, now we might add an image. We could add an image if we wanted to. We've named this. Well, let's add an image here. We might add a fitness image. Okay, so I'm just going to search through. I might find a fitness image. I must have one on my computer somewhere, and turns out I don't. Okay, so we'll just go to Google. We'll grab an image. We'll grab this guy's image right here. Copy image address, and we'll enter it into, we'll actually save it first and then add it into here. So we're just going to save this, save as image, save image as, build muscle image. We're going to save this. It's going to go into our quiz. Upload an image now, choose a file, and we're going to choose this as our file. So this is our quiz. This is our quiz name. This is our quiz title. So it might be actually body for summer quiz. Okay, I'm going to put the business name in there. Cool, so I've got take a quiz and find out your best strategy for you. Or what is best for you? Gain muscle or lose fat? Now I've spelled muscle incorrectly. Cool. So a question that a lot of people in fitness often talk about is bulking and slimming down. I don't know necessarily too much about it, but people that have told me they know a lot about it, and they say that you're either going to bulk or you're going to cut down and lose fat if you're really into building muscle at the gym. So let's say, for example, we're posing the question to our potential visitor, whether it's the right or wrong question. Would you like to gain muscle or lose fat? What's going to be best for you? Okay, so we're going to ask questions surrounding that. Start my assessment. Start my assessment's probably good. We can change the call to action button if we wanted to. It could be start quiz, start test, start my quiz, start my test, discover, learn more. You can customize it to say whatever you want. We're going to add social sharing. We're going to add a start page as well. This is our start page. We're definitely adding that. And then we're going to integrate it with our Aweber list. Once this is done, finished, and we will integrate it with body for summer. Now, I'm not sure why it's doing this flashing thing. I'm gonna talk to the guys about it. I'm not sure if you see it on my screen, but it does this weird flashing thing at the moment. Okay, so body for summer. We'll find this subscriber list somewhere. Nope, it doesn't have the. Oh, there it is. Body for summer. Cool. So we've chosen our subscriber list. Now what we do is we click save and create outcomes. Save and create outcomes. What it's going to do is it's now going to add that as our start page, and then we're now creating our outcomes. So we may have two outcomes in this case, two obvious outcomes. It might be losing fat. Losing fat is our outcome. All right, losing fat is our outcome. We might type something in for losing fat. This might be what we say. We might say capture people into our special list, which is for losing fat. Okay, we might add them to a separate subscriber list to be more targeted, and that might be our outcome. We'll click save outcome. That's our first outcome. Our second outcome might be that we put in gaining muscle. All right, gaining muscle might be our outcome. So gaining muscle is our outcome. We might type in some information about gaining muscle. Then we're going to put into here this here. We could integrate it again into our list, or if we're ready, we click save outcome. Save and create questions. So I've selected the two types of outcomes that can be presented, and now we're going to add some questions. Now I'm going to add two questions today. The first, or three questions. How many times a week on average do you work out at the gym? Okay, how do you work out? Now there is a limit on the question, so we have to put it within 150 characters. How many times a week on average do you work out? Okay, so the answer might be, it might be one time. It could be 2 times. Could be 3 times, all right? 3 times. Could be up to 5 times and over. times or more. Okay, so now what we can do is we can see that we've got our outcomes, and if we want, or not our outcomes, we've got our answers to questions, and if I wanted to, we could add a outcome. We've got two outcomes, remember? Losing fat and gaining muscle. Now this question isn't relevant to any of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Save and Create New, because if we don't want to, we don't have to add an outcome. Now it's going to go to question number 2, all right? We're going to put in how many meals do you eat per day, all right? How many meals do you eat per day? It might be 1, it might be 2, it might be 3, or it might be, 4 or more. Again, not a question that we need any outcomes with, so let's go on to the next. Now let's make, say for example, that this deciding question is the deciding question, all right? Now I've made it really obvious to make it easy for the person to understand, all right? What do you need help with? So I might recreate this, and I might say, instead of this, I might say something like, what is your fat percentage? What is your fat percentage? And I could say that this particular person who was at the gym wanted to lose fat or wanted to gain weight based on their fat percentage. Some people might not like that, so what I might do is I'm just going to put a really obvious question in here, and you'll have to think about some of these sometimes. What do you need help with? Losing fat or gaining muscle, okay? Because this either way what happens, this is going to get the outcome that I want in the end. Okay, losing muscle, losing fat, gaining muscle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select an outcome right here. Now losing fat was our number 1, and gaining muscle was number 2. These are our two outcomes right here. We've got our two outcomes. We're going to click Save, and we're going to click Save and Configure Leads now. Save and Configure Leads. We're going to enable a capture opt-in. We're going to choose to capture this person's email address. We're going to say subscribe for your assessment. All right, so we could actually email them an assessment if we wanted to, depending on which list they got added to. So if they got added to a special list, say for fat loss, we could send them a guide that's specific to fat loss to their email to download. So that's another reason to do this. You'll receive your assessment by email. Download to review. Okay, so something like that, give them a reason. We can put this after the quiz. We capture their first name, their email address. We can add a retargeting code. We won't do that in this case, and we'll say get started, or we could say show my results. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go Save and Create Offer. We've now created our offer. We'll click Review and Publish. We like the outcomes we've selected. Yep, they're all correct. And then what we're going to do is we can view our custom link if we want to. We can view our custom link. We can go to here to view our custom link. We could add this into our embed code. We could add this into our iframe code in Facebook to embed your quiz in Facebook tab. Please follow this guide. Or we could add it to our pop-up quiz, which pops up over a website. We can see our quiz here. What we're going to do is click Start My Assessment. It's going to show us the example. Start My Assessment. This is the quiz we just created. How many times a week on average do you work out? 3 times. How many meals per day do you eat? 2 times. What do you need help with? Gaining muscle. Show my results. I enter in my email address, show my results. And there you have it. There's the results here. We can show the quiz results. There it is, lose fat. And we can also click here to learn more and redirect someone to the website of our choice. In this case, I've just redirected them to my website, but in future, obviously I'd send them to some information that's useful to them. And there you go. Click this button to lose fat. I've opted in, click learn more, and there we go. Now, a quick correction that I need to make. The first time that I did this, it didn't work, okay? And I was doing the demonstration, it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because I had overseen, and I thought that this was the case, but it's not in fact the case. When you're filling out these questions, I mentioned before that you could leave these blank. Now you cannot leave the outcomes blank. They have to have an outcome. So I learned this by going through, it didn't work, and I was wondering why it didn't work correctly. The reason was, and I'd always filled out the outcomes in the past, I thought it was possible to do it without it, but you can't do it without outcomes. It's really important when you're going through this process that you do fill out these outcomes here. So fill out all these outcomes here, and then once you're going through, you go to the offer step, and to have the call to action, you can actually have a call to action when people go through, and you can say, hey, lose fat, click this button now to lose fat, and you can create a quick page with an image, a call to action, an call to action image, an image offer, a headline call to action, a video offer. Here in this spot, I'd probably usually do a video offer and encourage someone to get access to a one-time offer, get access to a download, they can possibly download the assessment by email. Then you can offer them something on that thank you page at the end of the quiz, and that's also a really good way of presenting this feature right here. So be aware that you are able to present an offer at the end of the quiz. You don't need to redirect someone to a thank you page. You can actually present an offer here with a buy button if you really wanted to, or you can redirect someone to the page that suits their needs the best, a customized page. So a couple of corrections there after going through a full walkthrough myself, going through the software again. I tried a few new things during the demonstration, which I often do, and managed to find a couple of issues, which is good. So now you know that. So if you want to get access to the software, go down below, check out all of the different details. Also, if you go to the dashboard, you can find integration to add your email autoresponder. Here are the different autoresponders that it will integrate with down the side here. If we go to dashboard as well, you'll see here this is our published links. You can show data, so you can actually see how many times a survey was completed, how many times it was taken, how many leads you generated, the conversion rate, how many different outcomes there were, and also the call to actions right here. You can also see how many times it was started and how many times it was actually completed in this process as well. You can create as many quizzes as you want. There's no limit to this. And considering the other options that are on the marketplace, most of which are monthly solutions, this is a very good option when you're setting up your quizzes, you're creating your quizzes. And I highly recommend, if you want to be able to do this for businesses, do it in your own business, that you get access to the software for a low one-time fee. It's very, very low cost, and you'll get a bunch of bonuses with it as well. So hopefully this was useful. We've gone through the entire software. There is help and support as well, which is available. It's very good. You can find out more about the OTO1 down below. I found this really easy to go through, very easy to understand, and there's also extra training on actually how to create your quizzes, which is also very useful. So the training, very step-by-step, easy to understand, and you'll find all the answers that you need to your questions here. Cool. Thank you for listening to this today. I hope this was good, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. This is Sam Becker. I'll see you later.